Good morning. Happy Motivational Monday. This is actually the subtitle. Play your greatest hit. The primary headline for this video is 10 times the effectiveness of your voiceover demo. That's not hype, by the way. That's the truth, and I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Hope you guys are doing well. Did you have a good weekend? Hope you had a good weekend. Get ready for Christmas, man. We had an awesome day yesterday. We got to take all three of our grandkids out for breakfast, and it's funny how I was just thinking, when you become a grandparent, you stop making good choices. Like when you're a parent, you have to make good choices, right? I mean, it's like it's incumbent upon you to make really good choices for your kids. When you become a grandparent, not that you're not always working, I mean, you absolutely will work for the best interest of your grandkids, but you will do things and allow them to do things you would never let your kids do. And yesterday we took them to IHOP for breakfast, and they've just introduced this Willy Wonka menu, I guess to promote the upcoming movie. And on this menu is it's a pink lemonade drink, and on this glass of pink lemonade, on the side of the glass they have like this. It almost looks like a cake frosting that runs down the side of it. They put there, and then they sprinkle that in sprinkle candy, and then they put a big glob of cotton candy on the top of the lemonade, and then the kid can pick the color that they want. And, the 2 youngest, which are 8 and 11, they wanted one. Would I ever have let my kids do that? No, of course not. My grandkids, absolutely. It's, well, I mean, if they were with us all the time, we wouldn't let them eat that for every meal, obviously, but you gotta spoil your grandkids. Point being, we had a great day yesterday, and, looking forward to, upcoming Christmas and being with the family, and we love the holiday season. It's kinda tough in that we moved into a house not long ago, and we have been in the midst of construction, both inside and outside, and so we don't have any Christmas decorations up yet and won't probably be doing much. It's just kinda hard with everything going on. But next year we'll blow it out. It'll be a big to-do, very big to-do. So, let's talk this morning. By the way, before we get into today's topic, if you'd be so kind as to take a moment, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and for sure, let us know who you are in the live chat where you're watching or listening from this morning. So it is amazing to me how long it took me to realize that most everything I needed to know about voiceover, I already knew. I just didn't know it. And especially coming from my background in business and particularly my time in broadcasting, so much of what I learned, not from a performance standpoint, but from a business standpoint, I didn't realize that I already knew what I needed to know. And it took me years to figure that out. I was trying to listen to everybody, all these other voices, and trying to do what everybody else said to do. And then finally, when I did what I knew, what worked, it worked. It worked in voiceover. And here's one of the big principles I want to teach you, and this is your motivation for this morning, because if you understand this and you use it, it can really make a huge impact on your business. Always play your greatest hit. Now, in my career as a radio guy, I mean, I did everything. I ended my career as a station manager, but for most of the time, I was a program director. Also production director, morning personality. A lot of times I did all of those things, at the same radio station. But, as a programmer, the number one rule that you learn or you need to learn early on is that you always play the hits. And what I mean by that, that's a concept. It doesn't have to be a music station to play the greatest hits. A radio station, once you know who your audience is, you've got to program and play what it is they want to hear. If it's a news talk station, what's the buzz? What's going on? What are people talking about? Will they want to know? If it's a music station, what are they buying? What are they downloading? What are they listening to? What are they requesting? And even though you may hate it and be tired of it, if that's what your audience wants, you need to give it to them over and over and over until they tired of it, until they're not responding to it. And by the way, that's you count what matters. Votes that count are votes that are action oriented. If somebody buys it, if somebody downloads it, if they take the time to request it, there's weight to that. Okay, so how does this relate to voiceover demos? Well, traditionally, the way we we've done demos, meaning people in voiceover, generally speaking, is they go to a demo producer, they get a demo created, the producer puts it together in the order they think is best. And then that talent goes out and uses it, and then they are told that probably in a couple of years they need to refresh it and do a new one. I think that's a really bad model for voiceovers. I mean, I think you need to have there's a time at which point you need a demo professionally produced. But here's the thing. When you get that first demo or anytime you have a demo produced, you don't know what's going to strike a nerve. That's one of the big lessons I learned as a radio programmer. I have what I consider a very good ear, and I've sifted through thousands of new releases over the course of my radio career, picking songs to play that I thought were going to be hits. I got pretty good at it, and a lot of the times I could pick it. But sometimes I was so off base. There were songs that I thought, "This is it, man. This is huge." It just died a painful death. It just didn't go anywhere. And then there were songs I thought, "Oh, man, no way," that blew up. You never know what's going to strike a nerve with your target audience. You might have an idea, you might be able to get in the ballpark, but ultimately, you have to listen to what they're telling you. So how does this apply to voiceover? Well, when you have a demo, usually what happens when somebody comes to you and they want to request an audition from you because they've heard your demo or they have a job for you. Typically what happens is they'll reference something on your demo that they hear and they say, "I really like the way you read this. Can you read this in that style?" Oftentimes, probably more times than not, that's how this process happens, which is great because it gives us a reference. We know what they want, and then we can go back and listen to that particular part of our demo and make sure that we give the client what they want. But that request right there, that is a request. That's a song request. If this was radio, this would be a song request. There's value in it. It tells us that this struck a nerve, at least with that person. But what happens is if you begin to monitor that input over time, you will see a trend develop. You'll begin to see 1 or 2, maybe 3 portions of your demo that more people tend to gravitate to than the rest. In my case, I have a Walmart commercial. I've been using that in my demo for maybe 7 years now. It's the lead part of my demo. And you might be thinking, "Well, that's really old." Who cares? I don't care if it's 50 years old. If people respond to it and that's what they want, you better believe that's what I'm gonna give them. When I learned that lesson, it blew up. My business took off on a really sharp trajectory because I started getting once I understood that, and I already see, here's the thing, I already knew that, but I didn't bring it over, I didn't migrate that concept into voiceover and realize that that's a universal truth. That's not a broadcast truth, that's a universal truth. People wanna hear what they want to hear. Now with a demo, you've only got a few seconds to get their attention. That's another principle we could talk about. It's like scanning the radio dial. People, you know what it's like. You're in a car, maybe you're in a new town and you're looking for something to listen to. How long do you give a radio station before you go to the next channel? Well, it probably differs whether you're a guy or a gal. Women tend to be a little more patient with that, generally speaking. But the point is, you don't give it a lot of time. You might have 3 to 5 seconds to capture somebody's attention with your demo, if that long. If not, it's click the button and they're going to the next audition or the next demo. So once you see a trend develop, here's where we're going with this. You see a trend develop where more people, you see a lot of votes. In other words, people are coming to you saying, "I really like the way you did this. Read it like that." And all of a sudden, you're getting a few requests every now and then for these others, but this one or maybe 2 you're getting a lot of requests for. You now know what your greatest hit or your greatest hits are. What do you do with that information? Well, what you do is something very important. You take those portions of your voiceover demo, you move those to the front because like I said, most people will never listen all the way, maybe your mom, but outside of that, most people will never listen to your demo in its entirety. They listen to get a sense if it's, you're who they want or not. If they like what they hear, they'll listen a little bit longer, but usually they're just, they have something very specific in mind and they're just click, 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 click. Always lead with your greatest hit because you'll have the greatest opportunity of striking a nerve because it's proven through your own research, through the feedback that you're getting from clients and prospective clients, when they point to that, like with mine, it's almost always Walmart. Love the Walmart. Read it like the Walmart commercial over and over. Believe me, that will be the lead piece of my demo until I don't care if it, like I said, I don't care if it's on there for 30, 40, 50 years. If people are requesting it, it will stay. I don't care what somebody says about, well, it sounds dated, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever the case may, it doesn't matter to me. All I care about is what people think of it and how they respond to it. And if they love it, that means I've got an opportunity. And that's what demos provide. Demos provide opportunities. And if you want opportunities, you better make sure that what people are hearing right up at the very top end of your demo is striking that nerve. And if it's not, consider shuffling things around. As a matter of fact, as a demo producer, when I produce a demo for a client, what I tell them is this: I think I'm pretty good at understanding what people like and what your strength is, and I'm going to assemble this in a way that makes sense to me, that I think that you'll get the best response. But I'm just one guy, and it doesn't matter how experienced or good I am at my job. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is what the market thinks. So listen, pay attention. If over the course of time you start to see a lot of people say, requesting that read off of your demo, and if it's not the lead part, move it over there. But test it. Go for several months with the way that it is now. Shuffle it up, move another one to the front. Because like I said, most people will never listen all the way through your demo. So it gives you a chance to put it out into the marketplace and see what people respond to. And then you can respond accordingly. It has really helped me get more work. And I know it will help you as well. Again, the 10 times, that's not an exaggeration. That's the way this works. But most people are not taught that. They don't do that, but it is a principle that works over and over and over again. Always play and lead with your greatest hit. It will make a huge difference in your voiceover business. Let's see who's on the live stream this morning. Susan, congrats to you for being first in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Hope you had a good weekend. Corey, happy Motivational Monday to you in Wisconsin. Hey, Marie, how are you doing in Texas? We've got Dave in the soggy Big Apple this morning. Terry, good morning to you in snowy Falston, Maryland. Tyler, checking in from Springfield, Ohio. Mike says, good morning, Bill, from, let's see here. Mike's from Matawan, New Jersey, new to the VoiceOver Blueprint. Mike, good to have you in the VoiceOver Blueprint. That is the place to be. For those of you saying, what's that? It's my flagship training program. Links to my training resources are below in the description, so check them out. Denise, hello to you in Long Island. Sirius, good morning to you in Charlotte. Sarai, hello there. Timothy in Altoona, Anthony in Phoenix, Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. Aaron, happy Motivational Monday to you in Columbia, Missouri. Ralph in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Gene in Dallas, Fort Worth. John in Rhinebeck, New York. Ethan in Toronto. Robert, Altoona, La Merry Christmas. Rusty in the UP of Michigan. Mike in Spanish Fort, Alabama. Almost said Spanish Fort Worth. Mixing my cities up there just a bit. We got Chris in chilly Maryville, Tennessee. Notice I said Maryville, not Maryville, because if you're in Tennessee, it's Knoxville, Nashville, Maryville, Crooksville, Centerville. Was that in there? Anyhow, just south of Knoxville. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Amy in Altoona. Got DJ, what's going on? JR in Frosty, Austin. Gregory in Carrollton, near Dallas. Matt in central New Jersey. Scotty in Brookings, South Dakota. Dale, good morning to you in Atlanta. Sandra in Worthington, Ohio, who really needs some motivation today. Sandra, you can do it. I mean, go seriously with this demo thing. Go back, everybody, not just Sandra. Everybody, go back. I want you to think through what I just said and go back to your emails or just think, what have people been requesting, and rearrange your demo and report back in the comments below the video. I'm telling you, it can be a game changer. Lisa in Toledo, the grandkids, 4 and 7, all last week while their parents they were with you while the parents were in Cancun. We had a blast. Absolutely spoiled. Yeah, as it should be. I think that's the way it was intended to be. Hey, James, Chad in Daytona Beach, Mike in York, Pennsylvania, where it's snowing, and a good weekend of football. You know, it was so fun. I got to tell you, I had so much fun watching the Bears beat the Lions yesterday. What a great game that was. Wow. And then I recorded the Bengals Colts game so I could watch it last night. What a great game that was. Man, it was a good weekend for football. At least for this guy. Andy in Cancun, what's going on? Hope you're enjoying the weather there, Andy. I'm not the least bit jealous, not the least bit. Hey, Mark, good morning to you in Estes Park, Colorado. Ron, how are you doing in Charleston, South Carolina? Marie says Bill wins Grandpa of the Year with the Willy Wonka menu at IHOP. I'm not sure. Mom and Dad would agree on that one, but the grandparents sure had fun. Bill in Boise, Idaho. Tony, season's greetings to you in Ireland. Thanks for joining today. Hey, Nephi, for my motivation on Monday with a warm cup of JFG City Roast on a crispy, wintry morning, snuggled in the Smoky Mountains. Oh, man. I love that visual picture. There's nothing I love more than being snuggled in the Smoky Mountains with a cup of hot coffee. I'm due for a trip back up that way. Love it. One of my favorite places. Okay, Kenneth, an over-the-road driver, honored to be learning from Sir Bill. Kenneth, thanks for being here. I appreciate it, sir. Hey, Phil, what's going on in Tokyo? The city I used to live in, they were hiring for their Christian radio. I didn't get the job, however. I'm in a new city, and I can try again with another radio station. Yes, you can. Absolutely. There's lots of radio stations out there. Of course, with consolidation and all, not as many jobs as there used to be, but I think that, if you're consistent, you can certainly make it happen. We've got Amisha in South Carolina, Danielle in Fort Wayne, Marlon, hello to you. AG in India says the market always defines the demand and supply. It does. And we would do well to pay attention, more attention to the market. Sandra is feeling flummoxed. Is it flummoxed? Oh, flummoxed today. Needs some motivation. JL in Suvi Island, Oregon. Theo, good morning to Bill and all from downtown Chicago. And I can vouch for what Bill's saying about how people respond to sections of the demo to tell me what they want. I get a lot of clients who want my quasi Sam Elliott voice, which I've started to refer to as my Sam Damn Hill voice. Or sometimes, what in Sam Hill? That's good. Theo, thank you for sharing that. Appreciate that. Oh, Ivan says, good day to Bill and to all from Ivan Spenceley in Derbyshire, UK. Ivan, thanks for checking in today. Appreciate all my friends all over the world. I mean, everybody from the UK to Tokyo and India and all places in between. We've got Robert in Mobile, Alabama, working on audiobook number 2 for a client. Robert, congrats on that. Hey, Robin Loveland, good to be home. I bet it is. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good time. John, respond and react. Yeah, respond. We always have to be responding to good feedback. It can only serve us to do that, serve us well. Bruce in Brooksville, Florida. Chrissy, good morning to you in North Carolina. I'm sorry, North Charlotte. No, North Carolina. North Charlotte. Where'd I get that? North Carolina. Sorry, Chrissy. Good morning. Julie in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. Mike. Yes, pay attention to feedback trends that are positive or negative. Lessons are learned from both. Indeed, they are. Wally, good morning to you. Again, great instruction for our VO businesses, Annapolis, Maryland. Adela in San Jose, California. Robert in Atlanta. Jolie, happy Monday to you. And Heather, good morning to you in Chattanooga. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'll get something special going on beginning tomorrow. That's all I can say. It's all. It may or may not have something to do with the holidays. I said that, but that's all I can say. So make sure you check back tomorrow morning. Have a great day, guys. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. We'll see you then.